All right. Day 9 of winter, year 1. Here we go. Right now, I think we're just focusing kind of the same as we have been on Ginger Island and quality sprinklers. We're going to want to check the special order board to see if Carolyn will give us her island ingredients quest. I'm not sure that we'll be able to complete it immediately, since we're kind of still working on Ginger Island. Okay, we've got some powder melons here, and we're just going to throw those right into the seed makers. Our watering can is at the shop. So we can't water the dog at this moment. It's a Tuesday. That doesn't really mean much for us. Not much going on a Tuesday. We do have one artifact we could drop off. At this point, we have the sewer open. Finishing the collection and getting the star drop would be nice, but it's not essential. Still hoping and praying for an ancient seed out of the seed makers one of these times. Alright, we've got 18 more powder melon seeds. Our watering can is ready. We can go get it as soon as he's open. Alright. So, other than that, I guess we put on some monster musk and grind some combat XP today. That's probably what we're going to be doing. Alright, we cannot plant mixed seeds in the wintertime. We could take them with us to Ginger Island, and some of them will be pineapples, but we already have pineapples growing there. So as soon as we get some ripe pineapples, we can throw them in the seed makers we made. And that's probably going to be faster and easier than continuing to plant mixed seeds for a 1 in 4 chance at a pineapple. At this point, we are pretty much done with Skull Cavern runs for quite some time. We don't have a need for them. We got all the iridium ore we're going to use for a very long time. But we do need to farm gold and iron ore for the quality sprinkler factory to be engaged here. And it has me questioning what the actual end goal of this challenge is. I want to see the whole farm covered in crops. And I think it's fair to say it should be covered with at least iridium sprinklers. If not, iridium sprinklers with pressure nozzles. Just because currently the quality if we go with just quality sprinklers, the quality sprinklers are going to be taking up hundreds of spots. Hundreds of tillable tiles that could otherwise have crops on them. So I'm not entirely sure what the end of this challenge is going to be, whether it's going to be just getting the Ginger Island farm and the standard farm full, or whether we need to have it full with iridium sprinklers with pressure nozzles, or just iridium sprinklers. I think we can probably call it finished with just the quality sprinklers, but I'll probably continue this playthrough after the fact to try to get the maximum number of tiles reached. Which means we will also have to get the rare crow, the deluxe scarecrow, so that we can have fewer scarecrows on the map as well. I think that's a lot less of a priority, but it would probably satisfy the spirit of the challenge here. Alright, so with the minecarts we are early, so let's just have a look around for any panning spots. Artifact spots work too. Alright, let's get our watering can. I think we can drop off our pickaxe. It's gonna mean we have a bit less to do for a couple days. But oh, well, I should have brought iridium bars if that was the plan. Maybe we do. Yeah, we want to be grinding the combat right now, so maybe we don't drop off the pickaxe just yet. We're going to go ahead and break these. We've got quite a few things left that we need to donate. Although it's not really that important anymore. I'm not sure what I'm achieving by donating more stuff to the museum at this point. We got access to Krobus, who sells 1 iridium sprinkler per week. And I'm just not sure what purpose it's serving, but I'm still doing it, aren't I? This is probably the last time I open these Omni Geodes for a while. After this, I'll start saving them and spending them on artifact troves for a bit, so that we have more things to donate to the museum. Alright, so we'll leave it at that. Just adjusting my own volume here. Alright, we did get a couple things. No new rewards. So let's go clean out the inventory, and then we can head to the mine. I'll make one more since it's still in the morning. I'll make another monster musk so we can do that all day. Let me see what we've got going on. Right, there's that. We do still need to do the whole Witch's Swamp quest. We could work on that. We want to unlock the ability to make Junimo huts. But I tell you what, I'm more concerned with getting to our mastery. So for now, we will just do the XP farming, the combat XP farming. Okay. So we know we can sell any of these minerals that we already donated. We have no need for them anymore. Alright. We have no need for them anymore. still have a sandstone. We can keep that. Nothing wrong with keeping it. Alright, and we'll make one more. We'll make ourselves another monster musk. There it was. So that we can have it on all day. And we'll be farming the lower levels, which is gold, but we're specifically there for the combat XP. We are level 9 foraging, level 9 combat. The foraging is going to happen on its own because we are just planting winter seeds and expanding those winter seeds every time. So the foraging XP is going to happen one way or another. So we have to go force the combat XP, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try, let's say we're going to have a goal of reaching mastery, reaching level 10 and getting into the mastery cave by winter 14, by 2 weeks into winter. And that way we can have farming mastery before the new year, before year 2 starts. Alright, so we'll do floor 100. It seems to be, oh, we got actually kind of lucky on this. If we're wanting to farm combat XP, getting an infested floor is actually great for us. So we're actually not gonna get any gold here. We're just gonna farm this infested floor again and again. It's gonna seem repetitive, but we will very likely get our combat level 10 today, I think. Oh, you know, I didn't even have the monster musk on. How about that? Now that we know there's an infested floor, hopefully that'll increase the number of monsters on it. I am gonna keep going down the stairs. If we can see some gold on the next floor, then we can at least get something other than combat experience out of this. Although if all we get is combat experience, I'm not complaining. It's just kind of my least favorite part about the game is the combat. So it does, if all we're doing is just farming an infested floor all day long, it's going to be a bit monotonous here. So we'll peek our heads out of that floor every now and again, see what we can see. Alright, we don't necessarily need the money, but why not pick this stuff up, right? Alright, we're really getting into it here. This is definitely going to be a lot of experience. I'm really hoping to see us hit that level 10 today. This monster musk is working overtime, and I might actually need some extra food because I'm again, horrible at combat. Aw, the slimes had a baby. Alright. Oh, and there's a crab. We don't want to miss the crab. We definitely want to get that crab shell ring at some point. That's going to be one of the first things I do at the Ginger Island volcano dungeon at the forge is, okay, we got something. That would have been the void creatures monster slayer goal, and to be fair, I don't remember what that reward is. Probably the first and only time I will ever use the sword block appropriately. Most of the time I'm just using it accidentally when I mean to click on stairs. You know what? Rubies are good. That's spicy eel. Alright. Moving along, moving along. Definitely getting some combat XP here. So fingers crossed, it's already 5:40 p.m. We're fingers crossed we can hit level 10 today. I'm not 100% certain about that. Let's go check and see what the... Is my inventory really full? Let's check and see what the ring or reward that we get from the void creature goal there. I don't remember what to see that. That's the savage ring. Okay. I don't really care about that. I don't, yeah. We can toss those. We've got a couple bombs here, so we can use these bombs if we see a need for it. Most of what we're doing here is just for the combat. We're not trying to blast through floors or anything. So I don't really see much of a need for bombs, but if we see a big cluster, would be nice to have a slime wrangler ring or whatever that's called for this, but generally I don't. That 1,000 slimes, I don't get that until much later. Till long after we're at level 10. I might as well get the quartz. Alright. Coming back around. Looks like we're going to run out of melons today, or at least very close. They lasted us for 2 seasons, so can't complain about that. And we've got so many strawberries back at the house to replace the melons. Alright, we're gonna need to clear out our inventory. You know what? It's getting into the evening, so we'll be alright. But I do want to go ahead and pick up that secret note. I don't really like that shirt. That shirt can go. All right. Back to the top. Do that again. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough, a little bit of congestion, so every once in a while I might have to mute myself to have a cough and another sip of hot tea. I hid something behind the community center. Okay. Alright. Do we have a free inventory slot? We do not. I can always just go buy another savage ring if I want one. I'm going to come down here and get this purple mushroom, and I'm going to immediately eat that thing. Where'd it go? Okay, and then we're going to start from the top, maybe just one more time through that infested floor. Hope for the best. It seems that we're not going to get that level today. I was really hoping to be done with this type of grinding. Not a huge fan of the combat. But it looks like we'll have to at least put one more day into this combat grind. Alright, well, there's time for me to kill this guy. If I can aim a sword appropriately, that's kind of sad. Alright. The experience bar is probably the one, the experience bar and the daily luck, those types of informational mods, those are probably the most likely mods that I would use if I was going to mod Stardew Valley. Being able to see how close to the next level you are, yeah, that would be very helpful. All right. See, that is how I usually use the sword block. Not in any particularly helpful way. And that's why I usually end up going over to the scythe, because it has the least likelihood of causing issues if I accidentally use it. Alright, let's throw those in the bin and swap out our furnaces, our kilns and furnaces. We'll make ourselves some quartz here. So we're just cycling right now. We're just cycling gold, iron, and quartz so that we can continue making quality sprinklers to fill the entire farm. Okay, so what I would like to do is go ahead and get that combat level 10 before I put my pickaxe in for upgrade. So we're just going to focus on that right now. Tomorrow I'll probably head over to Ginger Island just to see if anything is ripe there. How long do pineapples take to grow? 14 days initially, so the pineapples are definitely not ripe. But some of the other stuff might be. I'm not sure. I, to be fair, do not remember everything that we planted there. So it'll be nice to just go check it out. So we'll just go check out Ginger Island and then maybe come back and do some more combat grinding. We're just waiting for the pineapples there to get ripe so that we can start expanding the pineapples. We've been very unlucky. It is winter 10. We've done multiple skull cavern runs. We've put dozens of fruits into the seed makers. We still have yet to find an ancient seed. So we've gotten a little unlucky on that front. It's an iridium luck day today. So I'm not sure that that really means anything for us right now. I really don't feel like doing a skull cavern run is in the cards for today. Okay, tomorrow must be the strawberries. Tomorrow must be the strawberries. Alright, love you, bud. So let's swap that out for iron. And then we'll go check on Ginger Island. We'll go see how that's progressing. We just have to wait for Willie's shop to open, don't we? So we'll have a look in the fruit bat cave here. I haven't been checking it very frequently. Alright, and we are almost out of melons. 5 melons is plenty to do another run in the mines. It's not enough for a skull cavern run, but I'm not really worried about that at the moment. Okay. Right, we don't have nearly enough bombs. I want to use our iron right now for sprinkler making, not for bomb making. So we're not going to be doing another skull cavern run for now. We have more than enough iridium ore to do what we need to do later, but we need the battery packs to do it. So there's not that much point in doing the skull cavern runs at the moment. Alright, what do we got going on here? This is going to be the pumpkins that are planted on Ginger Island for Pierre's Prime Produce. We do have a plan for that. We've been past level 100 many times already, but we hadn't found this note yet. So at some point we'll have to do that again. We could obviously do this at any time. We have plenty of amethysts in a chest. This might be something that we do while we wait for Willie's shop to open right now. Oh, that's right, at nighttime. So we will be waiting for the Squid Fest to do that. I believe Squid Fest is later in the month. Let's check the calendar. Yes. No, that's the night market. Squid Fest is just in a couple days. So definitely we can do it then. And the bookseller is tomorrow. That is definitely something we need to do. We haven't yet felt like we could spend money on books, but now we're basically guaranteed. We want to harvest the pumpkins. We want to make some money from the Ginger Island farm. It's going to be plenty. We're going to buy the golden walnuts from the Joja Parrot. But those books definitely take precedence. If there's a book that will give us an important power addition, we're going to take it, and it'll just delay the Joja Parrot. Cave Patrol, A Curious Substance. I don't think either of those really has any benefit for us. We're really just looking for the island ingredients quest. Okay. Yep, Squid Fest is in 2 days. We'll come back for that. And Willie is here. Okay, the door is open at 8. I wasn't sure if that was a community center only thing. Oh, I should have brought... Okay, we got some melons. I should have brought those snake vertebrae. Alright, definitely don't want spreading weeds. Oh, and we've got some cauliflowers, we've got some broccolis, we've got some flowers. Alright, we got some golden walnuts, that's good. Artichokes. Why am I inventory full? Oh, because of the flowers. The flowers are kind of annoying. They take up so much inventory space. And because I haven't built the house yet, there's no shipping container. Okay. Okay, so how do I go about this? I haven't upgraded my trash can yet to just be able to dump things in the trash can for money. So I could fit a couple more sprinklers. I could fit a couple more. Alright. Isn't there another spot somewhere that we can get a golden walnut from? There it is. Alright. We got that one already. Isn't there another one somewhere up here? No? I thought there was another one somewhere up there. Alright, so I guess we just have to go home. The taro root's ready there, the rice is ready, but We don't have any inventory space. I mean, I could throw away this one thing. I don't want to throw away the monster musk just for a spot. And I don't want to throw away the crocus just for a spot either. Alright, so that's it. I guess we could come back tomorrow. We might be able to come back today. That's just going to be how our day goes. I might grab a farm warp totem and try to make it back here to finish that. That's a little upsetting. We need to get that house built. We need to get these golden walnuts so that we can have all the amenities of Ginger Island. If I'm going to go back, I might as well grab those snake vertebrae. Because I think it's just 2 snake vertebrae and the skull. I've already turned in the skull. And I have the 2 snake vertebrae in a chest at my house. At the farm. So I think that's a couple more golden walnuts. Yeah, I know, Lewis. You're kind of strange guy. Alright, so we are just going to clear out this stuff and then head right back again. Okay, and actually all of this is just going straight in the bin. I guess I could plant these sunflower seeds. I might as well, right? And I could plant the mixed seeds. I might as well. Every spot where we have pineapples is one less spot to plant later. So let's just empty everything into the bin here. Except for the sunflower seeds. We'll dump this monster musk there because we don't need that right now. And the snake vertebrae, are they in here? Yes, they are. And a farm warp totem so that we can go ahead and do what we need to do there and make sure we get home. It's not the end of the world if we pass out somewhere, but I just don't like doing it if I don't have to. Right, I've done more passing out in this playthrough than I ever have before. Now, Skull Cavern runs are definitely an exception. We're going to pass out in the Skull Cavern when we do that. There's no two ways about that. But other than the Skull Cavern, if we don't have to pass out, I'd rather not. Early in the spring, when you're just starting, I mean, we definitely pass out, right? We want those extra 3 hours of fishing or watering crops or whatever. Alright, we're getting some golden walnuts here. 20. If we would have just had the inventory space, that would have been enough. And then there would have been a shipping bin there. For the mail, 5 more walnuts for the mail, yeah. Alright, let's throw down our pineapple seeds. We can make some seeds if we want. I mean, they're mixed seeds, but some of them will be pineapples. Okay, and then our sunflower seeds. And what do we have here? We have summer spangles, we have poppies, we have artichokes. I don't think it really matters which things we plant. So let's say poppies, artichokes. Alright. And then with the rest, I don't need to keep clicking these. I had a broken scroll wheel on my mouse for a while, and I'm so used to, I got so used to clicking everything instead of scrolling. The scrolling is way more efficient. I mean, it's just easier to use. The usability is great. But I kind of built the muscle memory of reaching down to click on stuff, and now that I have a working mouse, I still have that habit. Alright, we didn't even get enough seeds to refill. Okay, that's fine. I mean, we could throw a few melons. What do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 basically. So we could just throw a few melons in here to ensure that we have enough seed to at least just fill what we already had. It seems wasteful to let it go back to untilled ground. We want to be making money here. Alright. We want to be making money, and we want to be scaling this up. Alright, now the taro root. Can I put that in a seed maker? I can. Okay, and we might as well stick the rice in there as well. Nothing stopping us from doing that. There's plenty of area that's automatically watered over by the creek there. I mean, it's not great money. Rice is not at all a highly valued crop. But money's money, right? Gold is gold. There it is. There it is. We finally got it. We finally got it. Our ancient seed. All right. So now that is our primary focus here. We'll just stick it right here, closest to the seed makers. That's great. That's great news. Okay. So we need to keep visiting here to make sure. What I want to do right now, I want to be scaling up the amount of taro that I'm growing. Because taro, I believe the island ingredients from Carolyn can be either taro or pineapple. So I want to have both ready to go. So I do want to slowly but surely scale up the number of taro that I'm growing over here. Eventually, I'll move it to the other side of the creek, and this will all be ancient fruit. All of it. Okay, that is very exciting right there. I've put a lot of stuff in the seed makers. That's the first one I've got. I have not found one as an artifact yet. So that's a huge deal, because that is the end goal of this run, right? The pineapples was just because they're gonna be the most profitable thing until I have the ancient fruit. Because we're not using kegs, the ancient fruit is actually way more profitable than star fruit. If you're not processing the star fruit, it's not actually that profitable. It is profitable, but it's not the most profitable thing. The pineapples, I think, were actually more profitable if you're not processing the crop. I was doing the math yesterday, and I was surprised by the results. Alright, let's see if he's still in there, in the archaeology office. Because I think if we complete the snake, I think that is some golden walnuts as well. So we'll see if he stays up late here. Yeah, okay. Yep. Golden walnuts and a mango sapling. We can put that in there in the greenhouse, but okay, we just happened to know the answers to that one. Once you know the answers, it's always the same. It never changes. Alright, we know there's one up here. I already got it. Okay, I did already get it. Alright, what is it? It's down to 830,000. Okay, so this is good. This is good. I believe there's another one over here. Okay. I'm just curious what that brings down to. Is it just 10,000 per golden walnut? Is it like a base cost of 500,000? Yeah, something like that. Like a base cost of 500,000. Well, or 700,000 plus 10,000 per golden walnut. Maybe 750 plus. Because I have collected quite a few. Alright, let's come in here and throw this mango sapling down. Alright. Whoop. This is the problem with playing zoomed out and with a locked toolbar. But I do not like playing zoomed in. Alright, let's swap out the furnaces for some more quartz. We're just rotating between the 3 ingredients. It's not rocket science. It's not the end of the world if I mess it up. I'll just make more of the other thing tomorrow. Okay, so right now we could make 15 more sprinklers. Alright, if there's nothing else going on tomorrow, we will probably do the Monster Musk Combat XP. Down at level 100 of the mine. Okay, and the bookseller, that's important for today. See how much ruby we have there. That's a lot of spicy eel. And we just don't use it as fast as we get it, so that's great. And the same with the triple shot espresso. Today is Thursday. That is our day to go get the magic rock candy. I was struggling to think of it. Okay. And oh wait, jade is Sundays. So we're always just putting 2 back just to make sure we have a couple. Just in case. Just in case. So we'll head to the desert today. Today's also the bookseller day. We definitely want to do that. Alright, and we can make 21 sprinklers right now. So let's do that and go place them. We're gonna leave this upper area. Maybe we'll have access to iridium sprinklers again by the time we fill in the rest of this. Oh, that's right. I wanted to come back down here and replace the ones that we had scavenged. We stole these when we opened up Ginger Island, and it's winter, so we didn't need them on the farm. Let's hope that math works out. 1, 2, 3. I think we're one tile off. Are we? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, I think we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We did it right. Have some faith. Have some confidence in yourself, for crying out loud. Alright, are those ready yet? No, they'll be ready tomorrow. Alright, and we'll keep expanding. Excuse me, we'll keep expanding the field. Alright, so let's head into town. We're going to buy books. We're going to... Yeah, those are coming with us to the desert. And to be honest, I'm not that concerned. I can just warp there. We'll use those to buy some more. We'll get our magic rock candy. We'll get our espresso and eel. But first, we will go buy some books. Okay, what do we have? We need all of it. So there's not really much point agonizing over which one to put in. I could definitely make a bunch more furnaces. I mean, that could be what I use. I have so much copper ore that I'm not going to use for much of anything. And I have a bunch of stone that I'm not using for much of anything either. So I might as well make a bunch more furnaces. Not sure where I'm going to put them all. Maybe inside the house. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to upgrade the house. It's just some wood and I think 10,000 gold. Right? So it's not like it's that big a deal. I would like to finish that Joja parrot, but we're gonna finish that with flying colors as soon as we harvest anything off Ginger Island. Okay. Bait and bobber, woodcutter weekly. Okay, I'll take that. This is an absolute must. This is an absolute must. That's a quality of life increase. I don't actually need this because I'm just one of those people that never uses a horse. But just the little completionist inside me is is wanting to read that. Okay, so we're good to go. We're good to go on books. Alright. Yay! Alright, so now we can come here and we'll buy what, five more of those, and then we'll buy a few artifact troves. Whoops. All right. So now we can head home. Let's hit these artifact spots. Again, I'm still unsure as to what I'm collecting them for anymore. I guess the star drop, it's not really that big a deal. We're not short of energy. I think, yeah, I was pretty sure we had gotten that secret note, so what we're really waiting for is the battery pack to do the key quest line to get into the casino so that we can get the rare crow. It's a whole process. It's a whole process. Wait, we did not get the rock candy. Oh my goodness. That was like the entire reason we were going to the desert. And we failed. I failed. Chalk it up on the list of Stardew mistakes. Hundreds and hundreds of pages long. All right. Alright, let's get organized, and then we can okay, we've got, oh, we already had one of those in there. Isn't that funny? Okay, oh right. Although I've been carrying around the spicy eel, so we can just keep that stacked in our inventory. Alright, so next time we do want to do a Skull Cavern run, we are going to be really doing it, I think. I think we're going to wait until we have our farming and mining mastery before we bother to do more Skull Cavern runs. But when we do, we will be well prepared. Alright. We've got some foraging stuff. And we've got some stuff that we can dump in the bin. And it looks like with those crocuses, I might be able to do another planting here. Whoops. Because we definitely want to get that. We definitely want to get that foraging XP. So let's see what we've got in here. We're looking for... Not sure why that was so out of order. Whoops. Okay, and crocuses and crystal fruit. Alright, yeah, the crocuses is definitely the one that's holding us back. So maybe we walk up to the mines just to go through the backwoods. Alright, we're going to get some foraging XP from this. So we're going to want to keep, as soon as we get more crocuses, we want to make those into winter seeds and plant them immediately. Let's see if we can find any crocuses on the way to the mine. Except, I want to grab that monster musk. Come on. Ban the spam. Gotta ban that spam. Alright, where did we put that monster musk though? Did we put it here? Yes. Okay. And as I was walking by, I remembered that today would be a strawberry day. So let's go in there and get those. Once we have enough, we planted that ancient seed on Ginger Island. Once we have enough, we really just want to fill Ginger Island first. And then we can come back here and fill the greenhouse. And what we're going to do is we're also going to fill every available space on the outside of this planting area. All of that walkway, we're going to fill all of that with garden pots. And we're going to plant ancient fruit in those too. Alright. Because that's going to be maybe an extra 60 spots. It's 100 couple in the tillable area. An extra 60 is nothing to sneeze at. Alright, we've got some more powder melons to plant. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time for those. I'm not sure what the holly is even for. Let's have a look up here real quick for crocuses. I know they can spawn up here. Okay, nothing. The winter roots and the snow yams, those are the easy ones. We've been getting the winter roots all year from the mines. And the snow yams are easy enough to just dig out of any tillable soil anywhere on the map during winter. Oh, you know, I just saw a panning spot right there. Okay, I don't know where it respawned. There it is. And we're not going to spend too much time agonizing over where it respawned there. Just going to give a quick look around and then get down in the mines. Right, we want to be farming combat XP. That is why we're here. Alright, throw that monster musk on. Throw that spicy eel on. And let's go. Up, the birds have awoken. Alright, I don't like that level, so let's actually see if there's another level that we like. This one's not bad for us to try to farm with the monster musk. I don't really like this level. I don't really like that level layout. Okay, so we're not doing 110 to 111. 105 is not bad. I don't really like that. Okay, so it looks like we're just going to do 105 for a while and see how that pans out. Abigail's diary page seems a little personal. Alright, there we go. Now the other day we had that infested floor, so we should be pretty close, I would think. I would think we should be pretty close. Alright, we're going to start back up at the top. And I think we are just going to do the 100 to 101. The 105 is nice, but this one is just so small and easy to see. Alright, we definitely want to kill that crab. The crab shell ring is one of those where that's what I like. I like to grab that crab shell ring and just stand in my bomb blasts and take the damage. So I like to have as much defense as I can. Also, just taking less damage from every source is good. You know, the serpents and bats when they're really coming after you. If you can take a little bit less damage from every hit, that's really good. And the crab shell ring is 5 defense, so that's actually a lot. Alright, I saw I got strange buns, so I'll go ahead and eat those when I need health right now. It's 8:30 p.m. Oh, someone judging The Bachelors. We would never, right? We would never. It probably is about time for us to start befriending Harvey. If we want to marry him. I mean, can you imagine if we planted the entire farm and he got up one morning and watered all of it? Wouldn't that be something? Alright, I mean, entering a level with the monster musk and having not a single monster on it is kind of crazy. Alright. So we'll grab the gold when we see it. But really we are here for the combat XP. We can target farm gold on another day. While we have this monster musk active, we really just want to be killing stuff. I want to get that level 10 combat. Want to get into that mastery cave and get our iridium scythe and statue of blessings, all the good stuff. All right, we're about ready to be done with the day. about ready to be done with the day. It's after 11 p.m. and I'd like to swap our furnaces out before we go to bed. So we'll just head on down here and grab the XP we can before we have to go home. I'm sure the monsters in the Skull Cavern probably give better XP, but they're also a lot harder, a lot more dangerous, and the Skull Cavern runs are a lot more resource intensive. You know, you have to spend an entire day, you have to use up stuff. And yes, it is stuff that we have specifically to use it up there, but I'm not really that much of a fan of that combat. I'm not playing this game to be stressed out. Right, I'm not playing this game to be stressed out. Alright, where's our gold ore? Whoops, we'll do that overnight. We'll do the gold ore overnight. Okay. Forage. Yeah. Powder melon seeds there. Okay, we've got some stuff. And the rest can pretty much get sold. Yeah. Alright, tomorrow we'll plant those powder melon seeds. Right now we're just going to bed. Right now we're just going to bed. See, the strawberries are always about 20,000 gold. 20,000 gold from the greenhouse full of strawberries every 4 days. I mean, it's not bad for something that we were able to set up in early summer of year 1, you know? That's a pretty good income from something we set up in early summer of year 1. I can't complain, and we did finally get our ancient seed just yesterday or the other day. In winter, it took us this long to find an ancient seed, but we do have that growing on Ginger Island. Void essence for him, that's fine. I can do that whenever I have a moment and I remember. We are going to go do Squid Fest. Willie wants a squid, and I do believe there are some useful things that we can get from the Squid Fest rewards. So we are going to do that. I'm just going to plant these powder melons real quick, and then we're going to go do Squid Fest. We'll grab our bait maker here. Make sure we have a bobber tackle on the rod, and I'm gonna go make some more tackle because we're gonna be down there fishing for a while. So we'll just grab our bait maker. We'll make some spinners. I don't have any cloth to make dressed spinners, so we'll just make a couple. We'll just make a couple spinners to make sure we have enough. And then we will head down to the beach and get ourselves some squid. There will be a sign at the beach that will tell us exactly how many squid we need for each reward tier. And we'll just go ahead and max out that reward. if we're gonna be here and we're gonna do it, we might as well do the whole thing, right? Alright. Couple days left on those before it'll reset. Alright, so 8. We'll need 8 squids to get the maximum reward. So we'll just wait to get our first one, and then we will make bait out of it. So it'll make the rest of it go by very quickly. And then we'll just give one to Willy, because that's one of our quests that we have right now. Right, we just have to get lucky and get one organically before we can make the bait. It shouldn't take too long. Hey, Turby Toby. What's going on? I'm just fishing up some squid here at Squid Fest. I think that should be one, yep. Okay, so we can put our bait maker down, and we need to put a new tackle on our rod, and then we throw that squid in there, get some squid bait, so that we can get up to that 8 squid maximum reward value. And then we can gift one to Willy for this quest. And then we'll head over to Ginger Island and check out what's going on over there. We might have some stuff ripe on Ginger Island to harvest. As well as just admiring the ancient fruit that we recently got the seed for. So interestingly enough, we've put the squid bait on the rod, and we have yet to catch another squid after that. Usually it makes it very much easier to catch them. There's a bubble spot we're going to hit as soon as we get done with this one. Alright, so let's chop up our bait maker and take it with us. I overcast, but I think it's still on them. This seems a little bit difficult to be a squid. I know they can be a little hard, but this seems more than necessary. Okay, it was a squid. It was just a particularly rough one. Alright, so we're going to try and stay in this bubble spot to make sure that we're using our time effectively. Okay, this is definitely a squid. They're harder than I remember. Yeah, that's a squid. They're harder to catch than I remember. But I haven't been doing a lot of fishing lately. After that, you know, the fish crunch in spring and summer to just get the game started, I haven't done this game in quite a bit for the fishing mini game. So I might be a little rusty. I put all my effort into getting the legend in spring of year 1, and then promptly stopped fishing altogether. Alright. Just 2 more. We just need to catch 2 more to get the maximum rewards. So earlier in the game I made this bait maker. It's a machine where I'm going to lose that one. It's a machine where if you put a fish in, it pumps out bait specifically for that fish, making that fish more likely to be caught. And since we're during the Squid festival, the squids can be caught any time of day, so they're more likely to be caught anyway. So by putting the squid bait on the fishing rod during Squid Fest, it's a pretty high chance of hooking a squid every time you cast into the water. Obviously not a very high chance, but it's a pretty high chance. I'd say we've been getting, what, about 40%. Okay, that was the 8 that we needed. So we're going to pick up our bait maker, come get our rewards. Alright, I haven't been using crab pots, but it's nice to have all of the powers. Alright, so should we maybe go back to the farm real quick? Nah. We can sell this fish to Willie. We can give him a squid on our way by, and then head on over to Ginger Island and check out our farm, see if there's anything ready over there. Hey, where you going, buddy? Chum bucket. That was not it. Alright, let's give him the squid. I don't think... yeah, he's not close enough, so we can't actually activate the shop there. He was going back out to participate in the Squid Fest himself. Alright, so what we can do here... okay, well, yes, there's a lot of stuff ripe. Okay, so what we can do, we can just throw the fish in this shipping bin to get rid of them. And the squid. We don't need the squid anymore. We completed that quest for Willie. Already turned that in. Hey, rhubarb's not bad. Where did you put all the pumpkins? All the pumpkins from earlier, you mean? The 1,200 pumpkins on the main farm? Those got sold. Those got sold. It's winter now, so... alright, the pineapples that we harvest, we are going to put... I'm just going to sell these. Alright, the pineapples we're going to put in the seed makers. Alright, we can put that back on the rod. We're going to put the pineapples on the seed makers, in the seed makers. Even though we do have that ancient fruit now, it's not going... there it is. There's our little ancient fruit right there. But that's going to take a full month to grow. So we're not going to be able to get any seeds from that fruit for another month. So we are going to continue growing the size of the pineapple field for now, because that's going to be the way we make a profit. We've got 25 of these gold star pumpkins are going to go to Pierre's to finish the Pierre's Prime Produce quest. And we're going to make pineapple seeds to try to fill out as much of this as possible. We'll see how far we get, and then we'll probably just make some more pumpkin seeds and do the rest with that. We might as well. We've got this whole farm that we can plant stuff. We've got all these sprinklers that are not currently being used. So we might as well use it. That's money. Gold is gold. Alright, so let's throw our pineapples in the seed makers. We'll see what we get. And if we get super lucky, we'll get another ancient seed out. I believe there's a 1% chance for everything you put in the seed maker to come out with an ancient seed. I mean, we could do some more starfruit. I'm not really that much of a fan. So I think we'll leave that alone. Alright, where's our other pineapples? There we go. And then we'll put pumpkins in for the rest. Yeah. Alright, let's see how many. 35. I mean, better than nothing, right? Not great, but better than nothing. So we're just going to fill in all the gaps first. And then we'll start a new row. And that's that. So we could do a lot of pumpkins here. We could probably do 500 or 600 pumpkins here. And we do have the house, so we can just sleep here tonight. Bring the Wizard of Void Essence. Catch the squid. Right, we've got until the end of the month to give him these. So we've already harvested them. We're just kind of filling space here on the farm until we can get that ancient fruit up and going. Once we get the ancient fruit up and going, that plant lives forever. So once we get it started, we just continue enlarging the size of the field. As long as the first, I've had this happen before, as long as the first one, the seed makers also have a chance of making mixed seeds. You're gonna have like a 98% chance of getting 1 to 3 seeds of the thing that you put into the seed maker. You have a 1% chance of getting mixed seeds and a 1% chance of getting ancient seeds. I have had it before where I've put an ancient seed in and gotten mixed seeds out, and that is a depressing moment when that happens. And once we get our next pineapple harvest here, we can start cutting out the blueberries and the other things that aren't pineapple up there. We don't need those. See, there's some mixed seeds that came out. We want to keep a hold of those gold star ones. That's the Pierre's prime produce. He wants 25. So as long as we keep 25, gold star pumpkins. We're good to go. I did not expect to be using all of these pumpkins to make seed out of. I should probably just sell the rest, but I don't know. I want that money for the Joja parrot, but that ship has already sailed. We've already made all these into seeds. Thankfully, the hoe will not damage a plant that's already planted. All right. Just gonna keep feeding those seed makers. And then maybe next pumpkin harvest we'll pay for the rest of the golden walnuts from the Joja parrot. I'm gonna end it there. We will we'll sell some of these pumpkins. Get at least a little bit of money out of that harvest. Alright, where did our pumpkin seeds go? There we go. Oh, we can still make more. There's a little more seeds left. Yeah, there we go. And tomorrow we'll try to remember to go place those gold star. I'll leave them in my inventory, and we'll try to remember to take those to Pierre's. Literally driving now, but when I park, me and my squad are pulling up heavy to your next stream. Add me on my Discord. Okay. Okay, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. The mixed seeds that we did get on here, we'll go ahead and plant, because they have a chance of being more pineapples. I highly suggest not using your phone when you're driving. That's a safety issue. So please, anyone else who's listening to Twitch streams while you drive, please don't use the phone while you're doing that. Alright. We're going to throw these in the bin, and we're just going to count this down to 25. We only want to keep 25. Let me just verify that. Yeah, we want to keep 25. There we go. And there doesn't really seem to be a reason to stay here overnight, so we're going to actually head home. We're not going to use this house here. We're going to head back. It is Friday, and as is tradition, until almost 11 p.m., we forgot about getting our iridium sprinkler from Krobus, so we're going to do that on our way back home. I see the Squid Fest is still going on at 11 p.m. These are some dedicated squid fishers. Krobus has taken a vow of silence on Fridays. He will explain that to you on a different day. But if you didn't know it when you spoke to him on Friday, it might be a little confusing. I think it's to honor his past dead from the dwarf Shadow People Wars. He has taken a vow of silence on Fridays, specifically just that one day of the week. Alright, what do we have here? We can put away the bait maker. We've got a little bit of forage. We want to keep those pumpkins to give to Pierre, or put in his bin anyway, and so that he can embarrass himself later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Alright, we're just slowly but surely, every time we get one of those iridium sprinklers, they cover a large patch of ground, so they're very useful. Yes, that's where I was storing the coffee. Okay, I couldn't remember for a second where I was putting coffee. There we go. We've got our memorial melon, and now we have our squid painting up there. Our tiny little cabin is being decorated slowly but surely to the point where we might upgrade the house soon. We've been living in this one-room cabin for almost an entire year. And I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy that one-room cabin. It's very nice. Nice and cozy. But at some point, we're going to want a kitchen. We've been just eating raw produce this whole year. At some point, I'm going to want a hot meal, you know? Alright. So we can refill the furnaces right now. And then we're going to pick up all that forage and we're going to make more wild seeds. Wait, this is the first legend row that we've gotten in a while, actually. It has been helpful, but we haven't been getting much from it for quite a while. Alright, let's see if we can get level 10 foraging right here. Probably not. It's probably going to take another go. Alright. Love you, bud. Chillin' Junior there. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Alright, it wasn't the crocuses holding us back that time, so we can go ahead and grab our other stuff there out of the chest and make some more. There we go. And we'll throw the powder melons in the seed makers to just slowly but surely enlarge the winter field. You can't buy any winter seeds. There's no such thing as winter seeds you can buy. So we have to make them ourselves. Alright, so let's fill out what we already have. Here. Alright, hold on one second. Okay. Just had a message there that I needed to look at. Alright. Alright, let's get these planted and then we'll take our pumpkins over to Pierre. Chub frenzy has begun in the mountains. You know, I haven't gone and fished any of these frenzies yet. That's not to say I'm going to. I'm still not going to. I was just saying that I haven't yet. Hey Turby Toby, welcome back. We're just enlarging our winter field at the moment. Alright. So now we can take these pumpkins. I mean, today we might as well. We just were at Ginger Island yesterday. We might as well kind of catch up on things today. I know I need an emerald for Emily. I think you're muted. My volume levels seem fine on my end, so I don't think I'm muted. My volume levels are the same as they always are. I think you just need to turn up your volume, or maybe you have your volume muted. I know I need that. I know I need a void essence for the wizard. Yep, void essence for the wizard. Amethyst for Emily. 25 gold star vegetables for Pierre. And 100 hardwood for the stump. So yeah, let's go ahead and get these things going. Just kind of run some errands today. We're gonna need to do another Monster Musk day, but that's not today. We're just gonna go ahead and run some errands, finish some quests that we've had for a while. See what else is going on. Looking for squid. Well, that ship has sailed. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I checked all my stuff and my volume levels were fine on my end. Okay, so we've got that. We want to find Emily, which I don't really know her schedule, but I'm imagining she's probably at home at the moment. Yep, she sure is, but we're not good enough friends with her to get into her room. So we're going to have to come back for that one. So what else do we have? We have a void essence for the wizard and hardwood for the stump. So that's what we're going to do. I probably should have brought my stack of peaches since we were just going to be running errands. But I didn't think about it there at that moment. Alright, so stump has been fixed. We will meet our raccoon family soon. Maybe someone will decide to move in. Yep. I've met them before. They're pretty cool. Although I will say I have zero chance of... Yeah, I don't know why I even bothered to do that. I have no chance of actually completing that quest line. Because of the type of stuff he asks for. Okay, we need to give him his void essence. And a 1,000 gold reward. Nice. Alright, so we've got the emerald, or the amethyst for Emily. This pirate's wife quest we can't even start doing until springtime because we have to wait for Kent to come back from the war. And that's the next time we do a skull cavern there. We're likely never going to do that. I'll do it after I get access to the beer stock list or whatever that lost. I forget what that was called. We're never going to do that. We're never going to build a coop. And it's going to take us a while before we're friends enough with Marnie to go get the mayor's shorts out of her bedroom. No one knows how they could possibly have gotten there. Alright, some more powder melon seeds. Another crocus. That might be what we need to make some more wild seeds. Okay. We'll swap out our furnaces while we're here. Try to get those sprinklers further over. Alright, we've got powder melon seeds. And let's see what we need to make here. Some quartz. We're just keeping this quality sprinkler factory going every day. I do need to make more furnaces. I'll figure that out later. Maybe when we enlarge the house, we can put some furnaces inside. Probably not the safest thing in the world to have some ore smelting furnaces in a log cabin. Probably not the safest choice. Okay, what else? Crystal fruit. Alright. Hey, that's 30 more. Every little bit counts to getting that level 10 foraging. Alright. Every little bit counts. So maybe tomorrow we will do our Monster Musk Combat XP farming. Try to get that done. I'd really like to be done. Do you play Minecraft too? I do not play Minecraft. I know a lot of people, including my own children, do. And it is probably something that I should try one of these days. It's on the list, let's say that. It's on the list of things to do, huh? We'll pop some gold in here. Alright, and we can go ahead and make 24 sprinklers, so we'll do that. I know Minecraft is very popular. I'm sure it's a very well-made game. I just haven't gotten around to it. I mean, I like games where it's kind of a sandbox and you get to play it how you want. So I guess I might like it. Oh, there's a panning spot there. There's a bunch of artifact spots here. Whoops. Missed again. Okay, that's tremendous. Nice. Nice. Okay. We're getting there. Look at all these artifact spots. Where are these all coming from? Alright. We might... Oh no, we've got that scarecrow. We're going to need a couple more scarecrows. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right, we're fine for now. We're fine for now. Alright, we did get a couple things. I've already donated that. Let's grab our peaches. Let's grab our peaches and go to the tavern, the saloon, and just give some gifts and talk to people. Drop that amethyst off with Emily behind the bar. See, here comes the crew. Let's just make sure we give it to Emily and not to Gus. There we go. That's not what I meant. So awkward. Alright, so now we're just gonna walk around giving everyone a peach. Well, hello. I don't actually want anything from you. I just want to have a chat. Oh, I can't. There we go. You can't use the scroll wheel to get to an empty space. He says, "That's great, thanks," and then says, "Stop bothering me." Okay, buddy, okay. I mean, I'm probably one of those weird people living in this town. Where else are you streaming? I'm not streaming anywhere else, just on Twitch. I do upload the videos, the VODs, to YouTube afterwards. But this is the only place I'm actually streaming at the moment. Is this still... Yeah, that's the squid quest. Alright, so that was a relaxing day. Not a lot of stuff to do. We're slowly but surely completing all of our goals here. Put the peaches back. We do need to make a trip to the museum one of these days. It's not an emergency. It's not an emergency. Alright. Get these furnaces back going. Want to make sure those are going all the time. And what I might do is go ahead and start some other furnaces as well. I mean, we can make so many, right? Let's just do another 10. Excuse me. Let's just do another 10. And I mean, where do we put them, right? We just put them right across the... Just put them right across the front of the field here. Not much reason not to. I guess I could have put them closer to the chest. That might have been smart. That might have been smart if I was actually thinking about that. The nice thing is once we get the mining mastery, we get the recipe for the heavy furnace. So making a bunch of furnaces does pay off in the end because you have to combine them. You have to use the furnaces to make the heavy furnaces. So it's never a bad thing to have a bunch of furnaces ready to go. Alright, let's see what tomorrow brings. Hey, every little bit counts. That's the one thing about doing this challenge. The profits come in huge waves, and then you have weeks of almost no income in between. Alright, it's a bad luck day. This is a great time then to grind out some of our combat XP. So let's see, we do need more iron. We do need more gold, obviously. And we also need more quartz. Love you, bud. Gotta pet that dog. Always remember to pet the dog. The night market starts tomorrow. I'm not sure that there's anything about the night market that I need. I'll have to check into that. Alright. So do we want to do the Monster Musk XP farming today? I think we do. I really want that level 10. I want to get that out of the way. We have some stuff to harvest here. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll just increase the size of the field. We'll make more seeds. We'll make the field bigger. And hopefully by the end of the winter, we will have foraging level 10. Is there anything else to harvest? There's a couple powder melons. Okay. So we'll put the powder melons in the seed makers. And we will make more wild seeds. There we go. That's starting to work, and we can get our winter roots out of here and our crystal fruits, and we can make even more. There we go. See, it's starting to compound. It's starting to compound. So we'll have even more seeds next time. We're going to have this harvest and then one more after this. Today's the 14th. So we'll be able to do one more after this. And that one should be a pretty decent size. I really wish it wouldn't do that. I really wish it wouldn't do that. Alright, we've got 74 seeds left, so we've got quite a bit. We got quite a bit. Alright. We'll see how far that gets us. And we also have a few powder melon seeds waiting for us. Whoops. We also have a few powder melon seeds waiting for us in the seed makers there. So we're just enlarging our winter fields here a little bit at a time. Our last harvest should be pretty large. And definitely hoping that it's large enough to get us that foraging level 10. If not, we can probably just finish it out. See how that was only one each. I picked up one fruit, and each fruit only gave one seed. So that's a little disappointing there. Alright, we've got a bunch of quartz coming off the line. So we're going to replace that, and then we'll probably make ourselves some monster musk and head down to the lower floors of the mine to grind out some XP and come home with some gold. We do need to do a targeted iron farming day, but right now I'm more concerned with the combat XP. Alright, let's go. Let's go. It's nice to do on a bad luck day, because with bad luck you end up with more monsters anyway. So we should have a pretty good amount of monsters. I say that and there's one slime on the level. But really, we should be able to find a lot of monsters here to get some experience. We're doing floor 100 to 101 because, see, this floor is packed now. We're doing 100 to 101 because 101 is a very small level and you can see the entire thing from the stairs. So you can quickly scan the whole level, and every time you go to the top it resets. So you can just keep going to the top and coming back down. Just about every other level can be a bit hard to navigate. They can be, see this, they're large, they're snaking maps. And they're going to have stones in the way that you're going to have to pickaxe out of the way. It's more efficient to just go 100 to 101. And maybe sometimes you have to pickaxe a rock, but most of the time you can just get around real fast, do what you need to do, and get back out again. So it's not glamorous, it's not glorious. We're just grinding out some XP because we need to get our mastery. That's it. We want to have that iridium scythe and the statue of blessings by spring here, so because I don't want to be trying to harvest a field of thousands of crops by hand. That's gonna get old fast. See how I'm not very good at combat. I kind of just walk up to things and let them hit me most of the time. So this is one of those things that I just kind of want to get over with. Doing it because I have to, not necessarily because I want to. But we absolutely need the mastery, so we definitely need to be doing this. There are some parts of the game that are a bit grindy. This is one of them. And it's not entirely time wasted, even aside from the mastery. We are going to come home with some quartz and some gold that we do need. We do need those materials anyway. Not going to go too far into this level. Just gonna grab the easy XP and get back out again. Gave the old salute to the elevator there. That's a frequent occurrence. Accidentally blocking with the sword instead of interacting with an object. I can't be the only one that happens to, right? Alright, so for farming combat XP, we're getting a decent bit of gold. It's not a ton, but it's more than I was expecting. Alright, we're just gonna stick with this level. Look at all these monsters. Lots of combat XP. We have to be close, right? We have to be close to level 10. I think I'm just gonna walk. Oh no, there's a good many slimes over there, so might be worth it. Oh, and there's a crab, and we definitely want that. Getting that crab ring is on the to-do list. The crab shell ring. Alright, we might as well come up here. There's more combat and more gold. Getting down there on melons. We've got plenty of other stuff coming. The pineapples make for a very good dungeon food. So we'll have an unlimited supply of those coming. We'll only be done with pineapples when we have enough ancient fruit to cover the entire Ginger Island farm, so that's gonna be a while. That's gonna be a while. It takes an ancient fruit an entire month to grow. I think with our agriculturist profession that might be, that's 3.5 weeks instead of 4 weeks, but it's still a long time, guys. It's still a long time. So it's gonna take us a while. I'm thinking we're not gonna do that in year 2. We're not gonna have a full farm in year 2, but we might have a full farm in year 3. It could happen, I think. I think that's not that unrealistic to think about. It could definitely happen. Probably should have taken that gold before I went down the stairs, huh? We'll just do another round or two of this, and then we'll head back and go to bed. Really would like to be done with the combat. I think I've said that quite a few times at this point. That should give you a clue as to how I feel about it. Whoops, I misclicked that. Alright, there we go, there it is. And a prismatic shard while we're at it, how about that? Okay, this slime is really kicking my butt here. I don't know why I'm still doing this. I don't need to be attacking these creatures anymore. The level has been received. The level has been received. We can go home. We can sleep soundly in our bed with the knowledge that we do not have to do that again. All right. Full inventory. All right, that's great news. That's great news. And we should probably have our foraging 10 when we harvest this next batch of stuff, of wild seeds here. All right. So monster musk is going in the bin. I don't want that. All right. Is there anything else we can sell? We can definitely sell the topaz. That's about it. We're keeping everything else. We'll sell the strange buns as well. Alright, we've got some crystal fruit. Is that the only forage? Yeah. Some mixed seeds. I think that's it for here. We're gonna throw the crab and the squid ink in there. Bombs go in there. Everything else goes in this mining bin. Today is Sunday. I mean, we're not desperate for staircases, are we? We have plenty of stone. But we should be thorough, shouldn't we? We should be thorough. It's worth using. It's worth using that to get this many staircases. That's going to be enough staircases for 4 or 5 skull cavern runs. We just don't use that many. We maybe use, 3 to 5 per run on average. Sometimes if we're getting down there and it's late and we're past floor 150, I might use a staircase just if I don't see iridium at that point. But we just don't use that many staircases per run. It's not really that essential. I'm sure if I really wanted to do the best possible skull cavern runs, I would probably just staircase the first 200 levels and then start farming. But that's not really my style. Alright, let's see. What do we need? We kind of all of it. Right, so we'll do the gold overnight because that takes the longest to process. And then we'll head to bed. We'll head to bed, and I'm also going to take this opportunity to go to the bathroom, so you'll have to excuse me for just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and take a moment. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I think I might take the defender here, just for some more durability. Or take the brute so we can kill things faster and get them off of us. I don't think it really matters that much. We're not really focused on combat, so it only comes into play rarely. All right. We've got some stuff to harvest. We've got furnaces to keep going. Our sprinkler factory over here. Also, one thing is, as soon as we get our farming mastery, which is the first thing we're going to do, we have the chance of golden animal crackers, and this is the one thing that we'll use it on, is that legend pond. That's the only thing. I don't think we can give our dog a golden animal cracker, although I will try. I sure will try. That's something. We could get more artifacts and bones and such, but I don't think that's part of the game here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make these into more seeds, and we're going to just keep enlarging this field. And we're going to be winding down to the end of the season soon, but we might be able to get our foraging 10. And then probably the fastest way to level up masteries is to start doing skull cavern runs again. Yeah, because of just the sheer amount of mining XP from blowing up whole floors of stones and resource nodes. So that's probably the fastest way to level up our masteries. Besides the fact that we're just going to be constantly harvesting large quantities of stuff. But that's going to happen either way. Alright, we're going to put all of these powder melons in the seed makers. All of them. We have more than enough room. More than enough room in the field. We have more than enough sprinklers. Alright, what did we run out of? We ran out of snow yams. Okay, I only have 5 more crocuses there anyway, so that's what we're limited by, but that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. And all the strawberries go straight in the bin. Alright, let's start planting these. Thankfully we got that old Slitherlegs book, so we run faster through crops now. That's definitely one of the main pet peeves of doing a whole farm full of crops, is that you run around so slowly in them. So that's fixed. Just kind of doing a random path through here. Keep these going. We'll probably head over to Ginger Island today and just check on things, make sure everything's going okay. We don't want any, this is really important, we don't want any weeds spreading and killing our one and only ancient fruit. So we want to make sure we go check over there every once in a while. And clear out anything that could pose a danger to our one and only ancient fruit. Alright. So we've got 40 seeds. We'll have a bit more than that. We'll end up with 50 couple seeds. Whoops. I'm frequently missing the proper direction. So don't mind me. Turning into a respectable winter field here. Alright, we'll grab those before we go too far away from them. Birds are saying hello over there. Hope you don't mind. Gonna watch your Stardew while I work. I'll stay quiet. I don't mind. I don't mind you making noise. I don't mind you being in the chat either. That's great. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm just working on my winter field here right now. I'm very close to maxing out skills. I've just got foraging to get to level 10, so I've been planting and reproducing and increasing the wild seeds here to get foraging XP. And meanwhile, still engaging my sprinkler factory over here. We need to make lots of quality sprinklers to fill this entire farm with crops. So we have a lot of work to do. I'm hoping to get the sprinklers to cover the entire field during year 2 here. We're almost done with year 1, and we're very close. Very close. So I'm hoping to get that done during year 2. We finally got our first ancient seed. That's over on Ginger Island. We're going to go there right now and just check on everything over there. It's going to take a while to get that ancient seed up to full fields. So I'm anticipating that this is going to take until year 3 to complete. We did get our combat to level 10, so we can probably put our pickaxe in for upgrade now. I'm not going to be... we do need more materials, but I'm not going to be really wanting to do a lot of mining at the moment. I've just spent a lot of time grinding combat XP. mean, I guess we could replace our bed. I guess we could. We're still living in that one-room cabin. All right, the night market. Decent weather for fishing. It's a good day for fishing, ain't it? All right, that can go straight to the archaeological office. Is there anything ripe? No. Oh, we've got some broccoli. And rice. The taro roots are not ready yet. Alright, I think I'm just going to leave the rice go. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. I don't think I really need to keep propagating that. Let's make sure we clear the weeds off this farm so that our ancient fruit is very, very safe. No spreading weeds. Alright, there it is right there. Our little ancient fruit. We're just patiently waiting for it. Yeah, we're just gonna sell the rice. I'm not really interested. Alright, we can go drop off this rib cage up at the archaeological office. And might as well go to the dig site and see what's up there. Maybe we'll find something else for him. We're very close to the amount that we need to purchase the Joja Parrot's golden walnuts. I absolutely am doing that. I'm not a huge fan of the golden walnut chasing. I've got maybe 40 or 50 of them myself. And it is highly unlikely I get that many more. Also not a huge fan of the volcano dungeons, so I don't spend a lot of time grinding in there. I know there's probably a good many golden walnuts that I could get from in the dungeon, but I'm just not a huge fan. I got my combat XP up, so I can stay out of the dungeons for a while. I am going to want to combine rings later on, so that is... Oh, I don't think I ever did that one. There we go. So that is something that I'll need to grind the volcano dungeon for. But other than that, I don't really need that much at all. Alright, and also... Oh no, that's right, we have to build the resort, I think, to open up that entrance. So we're just gonna head back. Uh-oh, I'm out of tea. My teacup is empty. I'll have to refill that later. Alright, is there anything here that could be potentially helpful? Not really. No. Alright. Keep this playing while I finish my work. Sounds good. That's wonderful, guys. That's wonderful. I'm happy to be on in the background. Alright, go ahead and clear out our bags. I'm more than happy to be on in the background. I'd say I'm ecstatic to be on in the background. Throw this ginger in there. Alright, what are we doing? We're out of iron ore, so we are going to have to go back and farm iron ore. But we could give it a couple days break while we fix our pickaxe up. We could definitely give it a couple days break. We deserve a break. Right, alright, so we can make 40 more. That's great. Alright, this... Excuse me. That guy needs to move one. Because that's a sprinkler spot. Okay. We're just filling up the whole farm. We ran out of battery packs, and I'm not letting that slow me down. Just immediately pivot back to quality sprinklers until we can get that island ingredients quest to have access to solar panels. Once we have those solar panels set up in the desert, then we can upgrade this whole farm to iridium sprinklers. But until then, we're stuck with these quality sprinklers. And that's fine. That's fine. It's gonna be a lot next year. We've got our giant pumpkin that we saved. I think it's within the spirit of the challenge to leave the giant pumpkin alone. I don't think I absolutely have to have those 4 tiles, right? Right? Or is it 9 tiles? It's a 3x3? No, it's just a 2x2. 1. Where is the actual bottom? Oh, it is a 3x3. Okay, but I think I'm allowed to keep that, right? That would just be cruel and unusual punishment if I had to get rid of my large pumpkin. I did break the other one. There were 2 right next to each other. Alright. Got our new stylish bed. Our puppy in his fedora. Old Chillin' Jr. looking cute as ever. Alright, I think maybe what we do is we do 1 day of iron farming and then we put our pickaxe in. Maybe that's how this goes. So that we can keep our sprinkler factory running while our pickaxe is in the shop. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, we've got... I mean, we're out of materials here. We made these extra furnaces and burned right through all of our raw materials. So I guess we start putting iridium in there. Not that we can do anything with it just yet. Oh, I put the coal back. That's my bad. That's my bad. We also need coal. So actually what we could do is we could take this time to put our pickaxe in the shop and put our focus on chopping down cindersap forest in its entirety. We are going to deforest this place. We might get our level 10 foraging if we do that. And that would be great news, because then we could start working towards our farming mastery. Love you, bud. Look at that cute dog there with his fedora. Just so wonderful. Alright. So is that the plan? We put in our pickaxe and we chop down cindersap forest and the secret woods, and kind of fingers crossed, hope and pray that that gets us to level 10 foraging. Might as well take these couple artifacts with us since we're already going into town. We've got a couple artifact troves and geodes we could open. I think I'm going to leave the Omni geodes alone though. We'll use those for purchasing stuff from the desert trader. Alright, so we're ready. We're ready to drop off our pickaxe to be upgraded to iridium. And we can just start chopping trees right now. I guess we should make some more charcoal kilns so that we can put wood in there en masse to swap it out for coal. We're just gonna eye up if we see any panning spots while we wait for Clint to open. Sometimes you see one, sometimes you don't, you know? It's worth a look. It's worth a look. Alright, let's upgrade our pickaxe. Break open some geodes, see if we get anything useful. Okay, pretty sure I haven't done that yet. Yeah. And we'll check the special order board on our way by there. We're still waiting for biome balance from Demetrius, so that we can get our farm computer, and island ingredients from Carolyn, so that we can have a slightly greater chance to find mystery boxes. That's fantastic. We're about to chop down a bunch of trees. What good timing. Okay. And I don't know if it makes a difference, but we'll do the spicy eel. Maybe we'll get more mystery boxes. Alright, what reward did we get? Another statue, I think. Okay, so, right, we want to check that special order board. I was going to take the mine carts back around. Did I bring the peaches? No. Okay. Oh, okay, no. You know what? I think we already knew about this. I think we can actually do this. We have the mahoganies back at the farm, and we have these secret woods. So let's head back to the farm. We'll empty out our bags, and then we'll get started chopping. We'll get started chopping down trees. we'll start with our mahoganies that we have. And while we're at it, I don't think it'll make a difference for this particular challenge because it's only 6 days left. But we can go ahead and fertilize the seeds that they dropped. Alright, let's clear out our bags. So those can get sold since we had already done those. Come on, I keep clicking the wrong chest. Okay, so we'll go grab the mahoganies that we do have over here, and we'll throw tree fertilizer on the seeds that they've dropped so far so that they can get grown up as quickly as possible. I definitely think it's too late for this challenge. I don't think any of them will be full grown in 6 days, but it could happen, right? It could happen. That iridium axe upgrade, that's a huge quality of life upgrade there. Chopping down a whole tree and its stump in 3 hits. Alright. So we're gonna head out to the Secret Woods and Cindersap Forest. And we'll see what we end up with. A captain's uniform. And a panning spot? What is this luck? Captain's uniform with this swashbuckler hat. I mean, thematically it makes sense. I'm not sure it really looks like a captain's uniform. But that's a pretty nice shirt. I like that shirt. Alright, we're gonna stick with that shirt for now. Here's this raccoon. I sincerely doubt we're ever going to... Well, we might get a few. We might get a few. I could do some crab pots to get these snails. And the smoked bullhead is not that hard. I need to get a fish smoker first. I don't think I ever got a cave jelly. I don't think I've ever done any fishing in the caves. But I could do the cave jelly pretty easily, and then we can make a fish smoker. I don't think I really have a chance of finishing the raccoon quests though. There's just so many things that he's going to ask for that I either don't have or refuse to do. In this playthrough, we're just doing crops only, filling the whole farm with crops. So I have not done like the community center, little bit of everything style of play. I've just been going full on focus on one thing and grow a ton of it. And we're doing no kegs, no preserve jars. I have preserve jars for the legend row, and that's it. We're not processing crops. We just want to be a primary producer. I don't know if you'd call that a greengrocer. Kind of a market farmer. Let's call it that. We're a market farmer. We've got some new ideas to sleep on. There it is. That's the level 10 that we were looking for. Do we have to wait until tomorrow to open the cave, or can we do it right now? Let's see. Let's see. Maybe we can open that door immediately because we are level 10. We just haven't chosen our upgrade yet. It could happen. It's a thing, right? Let's go look. I'm gonna drop everything. I'm dropping what I'm doing and I'm gonna go see if I can get in that cave right now. Yes, you can. I can't do anything in here yet, but I can get in. If you're reading this note, you've found the secret room I've prepared for you. Within these walls are tips, recipes, and even some of my most cherished tools. All the very best from the many happy years I spent in the valley. By coming this far, you'll have proven that you possess the skill and wisdom to make good use of these powerful secrets. I hope my discoveries help you in your journey to making Farming Farm a shining star of the whole world. Make me proud, Grandpa. Sure thing, Grandpa. I'll try my best. Alright. So to make Grandpa proud, let's start by deforesting Cindersap Forest. Right? In the middle of winter, too, so it can't regrow immediately. It's a great plan. Great plan. So we're probably going to go ahead and make some more charcoal kilns so that we can start feeding all this wood into them. We don't need a bunch of wood for much. We're not doing kegs and preserve jars. And we're not building any sheds. We do want to upgrade the house at some point, and that's probably some point soon. Because we just want a larger indoor space. And as soon as we're done with the quality sprinklers on the farm, which, I don't know, maybe we need to make, 70 or 80 more, maybe? Once we're done with those, we still need the quartz, because we'll start cranking out garden pots at that point. We'll start our garden pot factory after our sprinkler factory has finished its job. The greenhouse can take, I think, about 60 garden pots if we're not doing a bunch of fruit trees, which we're not. I do want to do a couple more peaches, and one of these days I will get around to buying and planting them for when we start maybe eventually caring about having relationships with people. So we'll see about that soon. And other than that, so I could do maybe, 4 or 5 total peach trees. Should be more than enough. Every 3 days we get 15 peaches. Yeah, that should be more than enough. 5. And then the rest of the spaces in the greenhouse can be filled in with garden pots. So we should go ahead and plant those peach trees as quickly as possible so that they can get grown, and then we can fill in the space. Because while they're growing, they can't have anything adjacent to them or they won't be able to grow. So I'll have to wait until they're grown to fill in all the spaces with garden pots. So yeah, let's throw that on the to-do list. Buy 5 peach saplings from Pierre. With our pickaxe in the shop, we're gonna have a few relaxed days here of just kind of chilling, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We'll go check on Ginger Island tomorrow, see what's up over there. Our one ancient fruit plant is still growing. It's going to be ready in mid-spring, and then we can start enlarging the ancient fruit farm over there. And currently our pineapples are growing and reproducing. We keep putting those in the seed makers and enlarging the pineapple field over there. The same with the taro root. We want the pineapple and the taro root so that if we ever get that island ingredients quest, Lake Charga... Are you okay? Are you okay? Do we need to worry? That can't be a real lake, right? We did get a few powder melon seeds here. I just actually kind of want to make sure that Turby Toby is okay. I've never seen anything quite like that in the chat. We did get some crystal fruit and crocuses. So we could make 10 more seeds. It is actually a real lake. You're not joking with me right now? This is not a joke. That's actually a real lake. Okay. Well, I can definitely say I've never heard of that lake. I can definitely say I've never heard of that lake. Where is this Lake Charg? Okay, if you say it's real, then I have to actually try to say it, don't I? It's not just a joke, so I have to try to say this word now. Alright, deep breath. Lake Chargaga Gogmanchaga Gog Chabanagungamog. Did I say it right? I really tried my best. AKA Webster Lake. Is that a... I really could have just said Webster Lake. Is that also a real thing? It's really just Webster Lake. It's in Massachusetts. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Turby Toby, for making me pronounce that. And thank you, Swamp Rabbit, for the epic correction of additional info there. That would have been very helpful. But you did get me to say that. So, you know, I'm sure it was wrong on so many levels. I'm sure they do. That's someone, some people is not going to be me. Definitely, I'm not going to be some of those people that call it that. I love that Webster Lake name. That's a good one. And we'll see if I ever need to use that ever again in my life. Alright, let's make some more charcoal furnaces. Charcoal kilns. Oh, that's a reason to have copper bars. Alright. Alright, so there is a reason to have some copper bars. Alright, we did get more than a full stack of wood, yeah. So that's at least one reason to be making copper bars, but we're not going to need a ton of them. Just a few more. Alright, let's head to bed and see what tomorrow brings. Alright, it's just gotta be lumberjack. We're not gonna be doing syrups. So, you definitely will. It's a common name. Okay. We'll do this. All trees have a chance to drop hardwood. I might actually want to switch to the other foraging one, which is getting double forage. But for now, this playthrough reminded me I need to upgrade to the larger chests. Yes. Yes, as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Usually, for me, it's the mining chest, the woodland and farming chest, and the forage chest. Also the fishing chest, but on this playthrough I haven't really been focusing on fishing as much, like at all. I did it to get us the legend in spring of year 1, but after that I kind of dropped it. I don't need the fishing to fill the farm with crops. But yeah, the big chests recipe from Robin is such a big deal. Oh, I'm about out of coal. So we do need to be filling these charcoal furnaces up. Alright, so we'll kind of take care of our stuff here, and then we'll go check out Ginger Island. Make sure our ancient fruit is still safe. Sorry to bother you again, but I need another favor. I got a new hammer and I want to try it on a variety of metals. Could you smelt an iron bar and bring it to me? Okay, cool. We'll do that. Our pickaxe should be ready tomorrow, so when it's ready, we will take our iron bar over with us. Let's load up these charcoal furnaces, charcoal kilns. Not really looking forward to the endless iron farming in the mine again, but we're definitely going to need to do some iron and gold farming. And at this point, now that we have reached mastery, we could go ahead and restart our Skull Cavern runs, because I have a feeling that those Skull Cavern runs are going to be some of the fastest XP we can get. Is this it? Just this little patch? Just that little patch? Alright. Let's pick up all of our winter forage and make some seeds. Oh, why do we have powder melons? That must have been a mistake. That's great though. There's a crocus. That's great though. We can make more powder melon seeds. I must have just accidentally thrown those in there. Alright. Okay, that's not as many winter seeds as I would have been hoping for, but it's more than we have the space for here, so that's good. Still enlarging the fields. It's a coincidental arrangement of untilled tiles there. Alright, and we're going to swap our seeds out again, keep those coming. Let's put the seeds up here where we can see them. This is one thing with the quality sprinklers. They're always in the way. They're so close together. But we didn't manage to get the Ginger Island farm open quickly enough to get the island. We still haven't seen the island ingredients quest, so we have yet to to be able to make solar panels. We're still waiting for the next year to be able to harvest some lightning. Speaking of which, we might want to make some lightning rods. We only have 10. What do we need? Iron bars, refined quartz. So kind of the same stuff as the quality sprinklers. Make sure you pet the dog. Did I not pet the dog today? I didn't. Oh, thank you. Love you, bud. Love you, little Chillin' Jr. in your cute fedora. I watered him, so I assumed I had pet him. What's your go-to tea? I have settled on vanilla chai. I kind of float around. I really like to have roasted dandelion root tea just about every day. I just put all of that in the wrong bin. Was there anything else? No. Roasted dandelion root tea just about every day. Chamomile tea, mint tea. I really like kava. Have you heard of kava? I like that tea. That's some good stuff. But if you're just asking what's my go-to tea, I would say the dandelion root. Kava. That's some good stuff. I like that. It is very relaxing, kind of like chamomile. But yeah, my go-to tea would be the dandelion root tea. I used to love coffee. I still do. But the caffeine in coffee does not love me back. So I've taken to other forms. Yeah, you can usually find it in the grocery store, roasted dandelion root tea. Yogi makes Yogi traditional medicinals. You should be able to find it. Coffee upsets my stomach. Yeah, so it doesn't really upset my stomach. But as I got older, the caffeine keeps me up much longer than it used to. I mean, as a young person, you could drink caffeine right up to bedtime and be just fine. But now, not only can I not drink caffeine in the afternoon, but the caffeine that's in coffee just makes me feel off. I can have I just watered it instead of hoed it. I can have tea. I can have caffeinated tea, and it doesn't make me feel that way. Yeah. A nice vanilla latte. Believe me, I love me a latte. I love espresso. Oh, I love espresso, but the caffeine that's in coffee just doesn't agree with me anymore. I guess it makes me anxious and gives me a little jittery. And it seems to, it's almost like a sugar crash that it does. Like somehow it affects my blood sugar or something. I don't know. It just makes me feel strange, and I don't like that. So I'm kind of done with coffee. But the caffeine that's in tea, that doesn't seem to affect me in that same way. Also, the caffeine that's in chocolate doesn't seem to affect me that same way. So I still get to have my vice, just not in that way. All right. I think we're done here. Let's go check out Ginger Island. Clint, an iron bar. Right, tomorrow, Clint. Tomorrow. I'll bring you an iron bar tomorrow. For now, we're just going to go check on Ginger Island. Check out our ancient fruit over there. Make sure it's still alive and well. See if there's anything to harvest. Yeah, and if you like the dandelion root tea, I mean, you absolutely can make it yourself. You just have to dig up a dandelion root, give it a good scrub, throw it in the oven and roast it. And then you grind that up and make tea with it. Dandelions are one of those overlooked superfoods that's right in your backyard all the time. The greens are healthy. You can eat every part of a dandelion plant. There is nothing about a dandelion plant that is toxic, unless of course it's grown in toxic soil. So you can eat every part, the leaves, the flowers, the roots. Not always going to be delicious, but they are edible. I love the flowers myself. We need to put this taro root in the seed makers and start enlarging our taro harvest. Yeah, I like to eat the flowers, just snack on them out in the yard when you're walking around. And I love the root tea. And the leaves are nice for in salads or soups, or for even just on a sandwich. Alright, we've got sunflower seeds. I think we just do the sunflowers here to refill in that ground. Here's our ancient fruit right there. So that's alive and well. Glad to see that still thriving. That should be more than enough seeds. We can enlarge the field again. There's a mixed seeds. Definitely want to plant all the mixed seeds we get, just in case we can get a pineapple out of it. Every pineapple we can get through that is just accelerating us filling this field up here. Alright. We want to plant all the taro that we got. I do have some taro in the chest at the house, so I do need to do that. We want to leave all this creekside stuff available for the taro farming. So let's just go this way. Oh, we only have 7 sunflower seeds left. Alright, I'm happy with that. We just mildly increased, just very minorly increased that field. Do you enjoy farming in real life too? I do. I like sustainable farming and sustainable gardening. I like eating the fruits of my own labor. Here where we are on the East Coast, we've been having some what seems like rapid climate shift. The summers and even the winters. We just had this winter storm come through, and we did get a good bit of snow and sleet, but in general the winter has been very dry. And last winter was very dry. The whole last 3 years have been very dry. For our area, that's very unusual. So I've been having to kind of learn. Yeah, the whole winter storm, yeah. Yeah, we got it. Definitely not as bad as some. You know, we live in an area where we're used to getting winter storms. So we were pretty well prepared. It was definitely crazy, a historic winter storm. Thankfully, even though we did get, I don't know, maybe a total of a foot between the snow and the sleet and the freezing rain, that's not that abnormal for my area. But we've had a pretty dry winter otherwise, so I've been having to figure out kind of new methods or new old methods to treat this area differently than I would otherwise. Alright, yeah, let's throw this copper ore in there because we want to make some more charcoal kilns. But yeah, so most of the stuff I like to grow generally is pretty self-sustaining stuff. Garlic, the Three Sisters style, corn, beans, and squash, except for I'm staying away from the corn because this area is a heavy corn producing area and corn is wind pollinated, and I don't want any drama with accidentally growing Roundup Ready corn. So I actually stay away from that. So I grow sorghum instead, sorghum and other small grains that are not wind pollinated. They're actually self-pollinated, so they can't accidentally cross with something from the next farm over. I've been having to transition to southern peas, black-eyed peas, has a lot of names, field beans. It's a bean, though. Vigna unguiculata. They seem to be more drought tolerant than the other beans I was growing. And I can't really grow peas because the rodents, our local rodents, will eat every last sprout before it ever gets anywhere. Let's see where we're at here. Probably 2 days still from strawberries then. Alright, here's a aged legend row. Straight in the bin. And let's make some more charcoal kilns now that we have all these copper bars. I don't think we need 20 more, do we? I am going to want to make some more furnaces. Not right now. It's not necessary right now. We're going quickly enough right now. This should be enough charcoal kilns to keep us busy. Do you not want to use pesticides? Because that'll help with rodents. Right. That's right. I don't try to use anything poisonous. Honestly, I'm okay with the rodents existing where they exist. I just need to learn how to deal with that, so I need to grow things that I can eat that they can't or they don't want to, and grow in ways that they won't want to take my stuff from me. Yeah, also we have, so if you poison the rodents, this is one of the problems. If you poison the rodents, you poison everything in the food chain, in the food web, whatever you want to call it. Everything eats rodents. Everything. Foxes, coyotes, hawks, dogs, cats, they all eat the rodents. So if you poison the rodents, you poison everything. And I'm not willing to be the reason an entire ecology collapses just because I didn't want the groundhogs, rabbits, and rats and mice eating my pea sprouts. Here we've got the Feast of the Winter Star coming up. We got Sebastian. That's cool. I've never gotten Sebastian before. So we'll at least make some small effort to get him the thing that he loves. Some small effort. Not a large effort. Is that really the harvest that we just got? It's just 4 powder melons. Okay. It's better than nothing. Let's check the fruit cave while we're waiting for those seed makers. Yeah, also anything that is poisonous is also poisonous to us. So even though it's targeted at, rats or mice or whatever, if it's poisonous for them, it's also poisonous for us. It's just that they're so small. So a small dose will kill them. A small dose won't kill us. But it's still bad. Still bad for you. Generally, you're not going to see an effect from it, but it's still bad for you. So if you grow things, I think I just needed 1 iron bar for him, right? And then we'll take copper and we'll start upgrading our trash can. Yeah, even though it's just an iron bar. Okay, good. Robin's project, gather 80 pieces of hardwood. We just need 1 more piece of hardwood. So we'll have to swing down to the secret woods here and get that. Okay. So we'll upgrade our trash can. I did pet the dog, didn't I? Yes, I did. We'll upgrade our trash can. We will get our pickaxe back. We'll go grab some of that hardwood and go turn that in. Oh, we're a little early, so we'll just look for a panning spot while we're waiting. But yeah, if you're growing a whole field of something, let's say potatoes, and you put pesticides and fungicides and insecticides down, every time you eat those potatoes, you're eating a little bit. You're eating a little bit of that stuff. It's very likely it's not enough to kill you, but it can't be good either. We know it's not good. Okay, let's upgrade our copper trash can. Okay, and then we'll go to the secret woods. And yeah, we'll go back to the house first, I guess. Swing by the house. Swing by the secret woods. I sincerely doubt any of our mahoganies with the fertilizer have grown fully yet. But we can have a look and see. I'm just gonna plant these real quick. Yeah, no, none of them have. It is Thursday, so we do want to head to the desert as well. Kind of a mix and match day. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're going to get our hardwood and turn that into Robin. I don't really think she gives us anything useful. I believe it's a bed or something. So, not that concerned with the reward, but hey, it wasn't that hard to complete, so we might as well finish it out. Alright, I don't want to waste too much time here. I think I'm actually just gonna get that hardwood and go. We're gonna want to get to Robin's and go to the desert, because we can trade in prismatic shards for a magic rock candy. And I guess we can start thinking about doing Skull Cavern runs again soon. But for now, we're just going to grab that hardwood. And we have to come back home anyway to get to the bus stop, so we'll swing back by and grab the prismatic shards and any diamonds and rubies that we might have available. I'll swing up there and get that crystal fruit. I'm not sure that I'm in need of crystal fruit. What do I... Oh, here it is. There it is. Alright. And after we're done with the Joja Parrot and we have gold again, I don't know. I don't know that we need to buy anything from her. We'll definitely, we'll get some of this stuff. We'll get a wood chipper and some recipes later. Not really that important right now. You can say hello to the birds. And one of these days we'll get around to doing that Witch's Swamp quest. I got the Dark Talisman from the insect layer. I forget what that's called. Down in the sewers. So I just need to go up to that swamp, and I'm pretty sure you can fish up the void mayonnaise from the swamp itself. We'll leave that for now. We can make 10 seeds right now, but we'll leave it until we harvest our next foraging harvest here. Okay. So now let's grab our prismatic shards and head to the desert for that magic rock candy, that sweet, sweet magic rock candy. And then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream after today. I've been streaming for almost 3.5 hours now. That's longer than I normally would. But things have been going so well. I've finally been kind of doing the this and that type of stuff instead of just the grinding farming type of stuff. It's been a nice break. I forgot to bring the diamonds and rubies, but we're fine. We have plenty of that other stuff. And on my next stream then, tomorrow morning, I will be back to grinding. Be prepping for Skull Cavern runs to grind out the Mastery XP. And that's going to involve a lot of iron farming to make bombs. We need to have at least 170 bombs to do a good run. With the magic rock candy, we might not use as many because we'll get lots of shafts that take us down multiple floors at a time. But we still need to have those bombs, just in case. So we're going to need to do some iron ore grinding. Alright. What else are we doing here today? Maybe just head back to Ginger Island again and... Oh, if we're going to head back to Ginger Island, I need to grab those taro roots out of here. Yeah. Alright, so we'll finish it out by planting some taro roots over on Ginger Island and just checking. Just obsessively checking on our ancient fruit plant. That took us almost a year to find. Alright, we've got a prize ticket from that Robin's Hardwood quest. That's gonna come in handy eventually. We do definitely want that heart book. That helps us gain friendship faster. Since we haven't really been focusing on friendships at all. I think that's the first one I found, yeah. Since we haven't been focusing on friendships at all, getting that heart book is really going to help. So we should try to focus on special orders here for a while. "10 days left in winter, and then the real work begins." No, doesn't look like anything is ready to harvest, so we can just plant these taro roots. One left. There we go. Alright, so the next time these come ripe, there's an emerald over here. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to chuck it straight in the bin. I don't really need emeralds for anything. So 250 gold is 250 gold. So we're just waiting for this next pumpkin harvest, I guess, there on Ginger Island, to sell it all, and then we can buy all of the remaining golden walnuts from the Joja parrot, finish out the whole Ginger Island, unlock everything there, and that'll make it a little easier. We can warp home instead of having to walk home. And we can use the parrot transport system on the island. And then at some point, we can focus on the volcano dungeon to upgrade our stuff. Alright, we've got 2 powder melon seeds we can plant. And we've got more preserve jars. I guess we can just put them like that. This is only going to matter once we get a golden animal cracker into that pond, because currently it's never produced more than 3 at a time. Once we get a golden animal cracker in that pond, then then we can really make use of those preserve jars. Alright, we're going to be out of wood very quickly, but we do need a lot of charcoal if we are intending to start the skull cavern runs back up again. Each bomb takes 1 charcoal and 4 iron ore. So we're going to need a lot of charcoal. Alright. So that's going to be it for me today. We'll do a little farm walk here to end the stream. And if anybody has any questions, now would be the time while we're touring here. Alright, we're gonna have a forage harvest to start the next stream tomorrow. But that's our winter field as it stands right now. Not huge, but not small either. We're going to get one more expansion before the end of winter here, where we're going to harvest all these forageables and make, I don't know, maybe 120 seeds. So we should be able to enlarge this a little bit for our last harvest of winter. Alright. Don't forget to pet the dog. Love you, Chillin' Jr. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate the company. And have a great day.